have a lot of credit card points and vacation time and looking for ideas to travel on business and first class cabins, watch this video. This could be your passport to the world. Everyone has questions about where and how to start planning, and in this video, I'll walk you through my thought process and how I go about finding award availability and booking them. But first, let me tell you about my expectations when I book these flights. I love flying in business and first class cabins. Flying in luxury cabins is an experience that never fails to make me special and adds a touch of magic to my travels. There's something truly appealing about flying in style, the impeccable service, and the attention that makes you feel like royalty. With that said, let me start with how I conceptualized this around the world trip. I had a lot of membership rewards points on my Amex account, and I was able to score a few days off of work, so decided to plan a trip. I was searching for reward flights on Cathay Pacific website, and completely by accident I discovered Qantas First Class availability from Los Angeles to Sydney on the A380. If you're a little familiar with award travel, you might have heard that Qantas First Class award seats are extremely hard to come by. To give you some background, Qantas is a part of One World Alliance, which means you can book Qantas award flights using American Airlines Advantage Miles, Alaska Miles, British Airways Avios, or Cathay Pacific Asia Miles. Qantas is not only stingy in releasing first class award seats, but also has mysterious algorithms to release these seats to specific partners. In my case, the first class award space that I found was only released to Cathay Pacific and was bookable using 120,000 Asia miles. Thankfully, Cathay Pacific Asia miles are easy to acquire from credit card transfers. I was able to transfer 120,000 Amex membership rewards points to Cathay Pacific, and I booked the flight immediately. To give you an idea, if you book this flight using your own cash, you'll end up spending upwards of 14,000 US dollars. 120,000 Amex membership rewards points can roughly be valued at 1,200 US dollars. This means you're booking a $14,000 flight for a mere 1,200 US dollars. Another included benefit of flying first class is the lounge access that comes with it. These lounges are usually ultra premium lounges with exclusive access, which feature 5-star restaurants, spa-like showers, private cabanas, and top shelf alcohol. With the first class ticket on Qantas flight, you get access to the Qantas First International Lounge in LAX, which is the best lounge here in LA. Well, I get to spend a few hours in this lounge, indulging in everything it has to offer before boarding my 15-hour flight to Sydney. I will be halfway across the world in Sydney. To complete my around the world trip, I have to find creative ways to fly out of Sydney to either Far East Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, or Europe, and then hop on a flight back to LA. There are several different ways to do this, but I focused on Middle Eastern airlines, mainly Qatar and Emirates for obvious reasons. Qatar flies their A380s from Sydney to Doha, and you can book a first class ticket on Qatar Airways website for 105,000 avios. That's one way to get out of Sydney. I've already flown this plane in first class and hence decided to focus on Emirates. With Emirates, it was almost impossible to find first class availability for my dates from flights out of Sydney. But I didn't want to give up, and I changed my focus on other Emirates first class flights closer to Sydney. In late 2017, Emirates redesigned the first class cabins in some of their 777-300ERs, which featured private, fully enclosed suites with a lot more amazing features. Combined with Emirates' amazing soft product, traveling in one of these newer cabins was arguably the best first class experience that's out there today. Emirates flies these new 777 planes only to a few destinations. So I started looking for destinations that these new planes fly to, like Frankfurt, Brussels, and Geneva. I was lucky to find first class availability on the new 777 from Dubai to Frankfurt for 102,000 Skywards miles and 460 US dollars. But Sydney is far away from Dubai. What if I can find another city that's in between Sydney and Dubai? Bangkok. Bangkok caught my eye as Emirates flies their A380 between Dubai and Bangkok. Now listen carefully as it gets better here. A first class flight on an A380 from Bangkok to Dubai costs 118,500 Skywards miles and 430 US dollars. A first class flight on the newer 777 from Dubai to Frankfurt costs 102,000 Skywards miles and 460 US dollars. So if you combine these two flights, you'd expect to pay 230,500 Skywards miles, right? Nope. On the Emirates website, enter your origin as BKK or Bangkok, your destination as FRA for Frankfurt, and hit the search button, and you'll be surprised to see that this cost is 141,250 Skywards miles instead, and 850 US dollars. Now, this will give you two 7-hour flights in Emirates, one on a A380 and the next one on the new 777, all in first class with a nice long layover in Dubai to enjoy everything that the Emirates First Class Lounge has to offer. Remember earlier I was excited about Qantas First Lounge in LAX? The Emirates First Class Lounge in Dubai is as good as, or if not better than, the Qantas Lounge. This was a no-brainer, and I immediately transferred points from my Amex account to Emirates and booked this flight. The nice thing about this Emirates First Class booking is you can cancel this flight at any time and get a full refund if you change your mind. Now I have a gap between Sydney and Bangkok, and I have to find a flight to fill this gap. People usually call these types of gap filling as positioning flights. I have to position myself in Bangkok to take the Emirates flight. I searched on Air Canada's website for flights between Sydney and Bangkok because I was hoping to find availability on Thai Airways, which is a Star Alliance partner. Air Canada showed me business class availability on Bamboo Airways from Sydney to Bangkok with a stopover in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam for 65,000 Aeroplan points. This 9-hour segment between Sydney and Ho Chi Minh City is on a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Even though I've heard great things about Bamboo Airways, I wasn't too excited about this flight and started looking for other options. I searched on Google Flights just to find out what airlines fly between Sydney and Bangkok. Out of all the options, Qantas, Cathay Pacific, and Singapore Airlines caught my eye. I narrowed these down to Qantas and Cathay Pacific because they're both are in the One World Alliance, and since I have One World Emerald status through American Airlines, I might be able to get access to first class lounges in Sydney and any other connecting airports. Did you know Cathay Pacific has two amazing first class lounges in Hong Kong? They're called the Pier and the Wing. If you're a One World Emerald member, you can get access to these lounges even if you fly economy class. A quick search on Cathay Pacific's website for award flights showed me one available option for 65,000 Asia miles with a stopover in Hong Kong. Although this seemed like a great deal, I did not like this because the layover in Hong Kong was only 55 minutes. If I am flying all the way to Hong Kong, I might as well maximize my One World Emerald benefits and spend a few hours in those lounges and check out everything they have to offer. I ended up booking a premium economy flight using my own cash for 1,250 US dollars with a stopover in Hong Kong for 9 hours. I booked premium economy strategically for two reasons. Reason number one, if I can find an award flight in the last minute that gives me a long layover in Hong Kong, I can cancel the premium economy ticket and get a full refund as it is a flex ticket. A business class flex ticket is significantly more expensive, and an economy class flex ticket is not fully refundable. Reason number two, if I cannot find an award flight in the last minute, a premium economy seat would definitely be better than an economy seat, especially on a 9-hour flight between Sydney and Hong Kong. By booking Cathay Pacific, I will also have access to the Qantas First Class International Lounge in Sydney, which is very well known for its amazing signature Qantas marble bar and on-site barista and great a la carte food. I've already spoken about how I'm getting to Frankfurt from Bangkok on Emirates First Class, so the last remaining leg is going home from Frankfurt to Los Angeles. I was able to find a business class ticket on Air France from Paris to Los Angeles, a direct flight for 80,000 Flying Blue miles and 350 euros. Again, you can transfer your Amex membership rewards points to Flying Blue, and it's an instant transfer. The flight is a Boeing 777, which also has La Premiere seats. Air France sometimes gives you options to do a cash upgrade from business to La Premiere 30 hours before the flight or at the time of check-in. The cost of upgrade can vary anywhere between $1,500 US dollars to $3,000 US dollars based on supply and demand. If I get the option to upgrade, would I spend the extra money to do it? Absolutely not. I've already traveled on La Premiere once and it was not up to my expectations. I thought it was overrated. Feel free to watch my video to know why I felt this way. I'll put the link in the description. There are plenty of flights between Frankfurt and Paris, and it's a short flight, so I did not want to waste my points and booked a Lufthansa flight for 120 euros. The ideal way to fly from Frankfurt to US is first class on a Lufthansa 747. The best part about this experience is the Lufthansa First Class lounge access in Frankfurt. If you enjoy first class flying, this is a must do and add this to your bucket list. Lufthansa usually releases its first class availability to its Star Alliance partners about 2 weeks prior to the day of the flight. Some of the most common routes that Lufthansa releases are Chicago, Washington, D.C., Houston, Mexico City from Frankfurt. You can use Air Canada's Aeroplan program to book these seats for about 100,000 Aeroplan points. You can easily transfer these from Amex or Chase. If I am able to find one of these sites in the last minute, I will happily cancel my Air France business class flight and fly Lufthansa First Class. So here it is, my around the world trip booked using points and a little bit of cash. So if you're someone that has a lot of points and looking for ideas, I hope this video inspires you and guides you to make some most amazing travel plans. You don't have to be rich to fly first class, you just have to be smart. Thanks for watching.